This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. For he maketh sore, and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shalt not sin. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren teaching his word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the elect, 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, shalom. I'm the brother Damah Gabar, here with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify through the spirit and power of Yahawah by Yahawashi. All right, and we're living in the times to where now, our faith is going to have to be fully rooted, deeply rooted in Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Because the way that this world is going, we know that, the enemy is getting ready to come down with great wrath. And pretty soon, there's not going to be any 911. There's not going to be any police coming to your aid or to your defense. We know that these devils are going to eventually, pull the plug on this system, pull the plug on this society. And all hell is going to literally break loose, to where it's going to be every man for himself, sort of a survival of the fittest type of, scenario that's going to take place out here, to where, friends are going to fight one against another, neighbor against neighbor. It's going to be civil war. It's going to be economic collapse. It's going to be desperation, famine, plagues, invading one another. The power is going to be in the hands, of the people. Like I said, it's going to be some type of a survival of the fittest mentality out here when all hell breaks loose here in Babylon the Great. See, and this is why you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to really get in tune and repent and make Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi your shield and buckler. Because like I say all the time, hey, it's only through Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi are we going to be able to make it through these, through the time of Jacob's trouble and the chaos that these elites are about to let happen, in all, here in America. You see, and our only defense, our only salvation is in the names of Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi. And if you haven't, repented and returned to Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi and made him your fear and your dread, and you're making him your faith and your trust and your shield and your buckler, you're going to be through out here, man. And these devils are getting ready to set the stage to where, I'm going to show you a video to where they're telling you, look, you're going to basically have to fend for yourself, because the government is not going to come to your aid and your defense, when all hell really breaks loose in the society. Because as we know, World War III is on the brink. We know that eventually, these citizens are going to rise up against the government. It's going to be sedition. It's going to be anarchy. It's going to be chaos. And in those days, it's not going to be no 911 to call. These police and, in the military, when they are out here on the streets, they're not going to be here to make sure you're safe. They're going to be out there to protect the interests of the elites and to, basically, come up against you citizens out here and deem all of you basically enemy combatants until proven otherwise. See, and this is why, repenting and getting right with Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi is so vital in these times. But I'm going to show you this video I was watching from Dabu 7, right? It says, what's really going on UK government tells citizens to prepare for major event by stockpiling supplies. You see? So what is that basically telling you? Look, you need to stockpile. You better have enough food and water and whatever you might need, because there's going to be a time to where, you're going to have to fend for yourself. Look, the government's not going to come to your aid. Whatever you have is going to be whatever you have when all hell breaks loose. You see? So you better be prepared. Basically, they're telling you, hey, don't rely on us. You better rely on whatever it is you're going to rely on. And we know that we're going to rely upon Yahawashi. That's our only shield, and our buckler and our protection is going to come from on high, through divine intervention, through the Most High sending, his angels to come and deliver us from whatever, situation that we might find ourselves to be in. We understand fully that there's going to be a time to where you're not, those of you jakes that's trusting in this government, you're trusting in this system, is going to ultimately fail you. You see? Because you're not putting your faith and your trust, in the thing, where it needs to be, which is in Yahawashi. So let's check out this video. It's about 3 minutes. But remember, what's going on in the UK is just the signs of the times. It's going to eventually be like that here in America. It's good, and you can already feel it. Look at this Trump administration. Look how it's basically leaving the American people out here on Schitt's Creek. Like Trump said, he don't give a damn about affordability. He don't give a damn about the food prices, how the average American is struggling to pay their bills, how they're in debt, how they can't, how they're being priced out of living. You see, eventually, once the plug is pulled, the plug is pulled, and these devils and this government are not going to come to your aid, man. Like I said, they're going to leave you in this survival of the fittest type of moment, to where it's going to be every man for himself. You see, and the majority of these people, they don't have faith in Yahawashi. They're not, investing their future in the times that are ahead in Yahawashi. I'm speaking mainly for our people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because your faith and your trust is totally in this government, or it's in, your firepower, your guns, your bullets, your own carnal strength, your own carnal means, which none of those things are going to matter in the times that we're coming into. The only thing that's going to matter is if you're covered, by the blood of Yahawashi, man. If you're part of the elect of Yahawashi, hey, and the Lord sends his is there to cover you in whatever capacity or situation you're going to find yourself in. And we know full well, as 2 Ezra the 15th and the 16th chapter prophesies, that those days are coming. So let's play some of this. Got another precept, but I'm going to close it. Not going to make this too long, but hey, what you need to understand is that, hey, Jacob's trouble is on the way, and all hell is going to break loose in this society. And it will be a Mad Max type of situation here in America pretty soon. So let's check this out.
Well, it seems something big is about to happen in the UK. The British government is preparing to tell the ordinary people a blunt message. And that is that the state is not coming to save you. Households are being urged to stockpile long life food, bottled water, essential medicines, and even wind-up radios as part of this new national resilience campaign. They're saying that this Operation Alveston Shadow, which is going to end up being the largest home defense war game exercise in decades, is going to take place within the year into 2027. It's going to run alongside a massive NATO drill. And they're framing this whole thing as Russian cyber attacks, Russian cyber threats, sabotage, and a bunch of different scenarios that could pop up on the country. They go on.
And you see, like we've been telling you, this is the order of chaos. This is the agenda of these elites. And they already have the perfect, scapegoat to blame it on. They can just blame Russia. Just like here in America, the same thing is going to happen here. What can they do? They can just blame Iran or China and say, oh, they did a cyber attack and it shut down our infrastructure, shut down the power grid. Oh, now we're in the dark. Now the infrastructure is down. There's no power. There's no electricity. The hospitals are operating on their generators. They only have so long to operate. Everybody's going to be eventually, put in the dark. And like I said, and it can be done by the very powers that be. But like I said, just like the UK, they can blame it on Russia. They can blame it on the Russia-Ukraine war. Just like America, they can blame a cyber attack and a blackout or a power grid attack on Iran, or they can blame it on China, or they can blame it on anybody. But we know it's going to be to bring the order out of the chaos, to bring in this new world order system, man. So you're eventually going to be on your own. See? But hey, those of us who are of the household of faith and of the elect, we're not alone. We got Yahawashi with us. You see, like I was reading in Job, hey, the Lord's going to deliver us in 6 troubles. He's going to deliver us from the famine and from the sword and from war and from, this NWO agenda, from 2/3, from these heathens, from a starving neighbor, from a teeth of wild animals, teeth of wild beasts, or whatever the situation might be. Hey, we got our faith and our trust is in Yahawashi, that he's going to deliver us and save us. So we have no reason to fear. Now, of course, you're in the flesh. You might get nervous or whatever, but ultimately, when initially when something happens that catch you off guard, your initial reaction is to be startled or like surprised. But we know eventually after a few seconds, hey, the spirit kicks in, man. And it's going to be like that for the elect all the way through. So let's go back here.
Say that the government's really prepared to handle whatever's going to come their way for themselves. But they're not going to be coming to help the people. This is raising eyebrows from citizens and professors alike out there that are saying something's off about this whole thing. They see the rising tension within the country. And as one professor puts it here, he's saying that they're preparing for civil war. And they're using all this stuff with Russia as an excuse to do so.
You see, and it's going to be the same here in America. Whatever excuse they're going to use. Oh, and eventually, you're seeing all these protests rising up against the flock cameras, rising up against the data centers, which is what basically the infrastructure for this digital beast system. People are speaking against it. People are getting ready to start protesting it. They're getting ready to stand up against it. And it's going to lead to what? More division, civil war. Sedition. You see. So eventually, hey, these governments, they're going to have to eventually wage war on you citizens because of your dissent. Because because the people are pissed. The people are angry. People are fed up, man. People are not satisfied with how their governments are operating and running things. It's like you read about that in Job, the 5th chapter. You see?
To have these drills, the drills are going to largely go into motion, and they're going to deal with trying to handle the people in a crisis type of situation. And the people are going to have to fend for themselves. Well, I guess the government can't be coming to help you if they're against you. Who's the civil war going to be between? Well, when you bring in tens of thousands, beyond thousands of immigrants that will not assimilate and cause chaos, you have the perfect recipe right there for something to pop off within the country. And it's
right, and this is why, brothers got to be circumspect. We got to be more watching. You're going to start seeing more so-called terrorist attacks. You just had that incident yesterday or today, I think, where that guy set off an incendiary device over there in New York by the ICE headquarters. You see, whether that guy was just fed up and did it on his own, or whether it was orchestrated, we're going to start seeing more of these things happen. You see, because it's going to what? It's going to be able to allow these devils to push the narrative to wage war upon you people, and to bring in more flock cameras, to bring in digital IDs, to bring in this beast system that they want, to where everybody can be tracked, traced, and monitored and surveilled. You see, they're going to start using these different homegrown T attacks to say, look, this is why we need this infrastructure built. This is why we need AI. This is why we need the flock cameras. This could have been prevented if we were able to have tabs on that individual who set off that bomb. We could have stopped him before he even acted. However they're going to spin it, the bullshit. But hey, they need this chaos to bring this shit, regardless, either way you shape it, man. Hey, and we're in the times to where, hey, they're going to start taking it there.
As if they know this is going to go down. And the only thing the people are being told is you better stock up. You're on your own. So, for my folks in the UK, maybe you can comment more on this. But it seems like they may have an event here coming your way, and maybe even some big staged event here to kick this whole thing off.
Yeah, you see? That's what we've been saying for the longest. Let me get this. This comes out damn near every week. But hey, we're going to bring it out again. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." See, a short time to do what? To bring in this NWO, to bring in this agenda, man. And he needs chaos. He needs, shit like this to pop off so that he can be justified in bringing it, And it's all just biblical prophecy at the end of the day. So let's see what else he's going to say.
Big staged event here to kick this whole thing off.
Yeah, big staged event. You just had an event, like I said, either it was today or yesterday with that individual setting off that incendiary device, man. I was reading another article over there in India. That's like the cockroach rebellion or whatever. They're over there fighting against their government right now as well. You see? And you're going to start seeing more and more of this type of stuff because, hey, these devils, they're ready to bring in this agenda. Everything is in place. They just need to bring the chaos first.
I think it's odd. Anytime you've got a country telling the people to prepare, start stocking up on goods, well, something's about to go down. I'll leave a link. Join me for the...
All right, let's read some of these comments. It says, "Notice that not one government is telling anyone to grow food. It says they are coming for us all, no matter where we live." Yeah. Yep, it says what else is in here? Oh, somebody quoted the scripture. "For Most High has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind." Yep, sick of their war games costing everyone's lives. We pay them to make our lives miserable. Humanity needs help. Yeah, the help is going to come when Yahawashi comes to judge these damn bastards, man. It says, "Then why do we need the government if they're never there when we need them? Abolish the government for good." Yeah. Look at this. "My family in Holland has been told to stock up and prepare for months. All over Europe, there is a lot of unrest and dissatisfaction with the government. And it's like that everywhere." Oh, look at this guy. "They're going to crash the economy as they can't pay off the debt. New financial system, so they have to blame someone." Yeah, and what's that new financial system? It's going to come the mark of the beast. This digital beast slave system that these devils are getting ready to force upon the people. But first, they have to bring the chaos and collapse this place. All right. So let me get this. This is Psalms 91:1. It says what? "Security of the one who trusts in the Lord." You see? And this is where our trust needs to be, is in Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Not in your government, not in anything that these devils are talking about. But let me get this, though. First, Isaiah 30:1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." You see? And this Egypt right here is talking about America, spiritually, Babylon the Great. And this is why the Lord is telling our people, woe to you that trust in Egypt, that trust in this government, that trust in this system. You see? And you're not putting your trust in Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi. You're still walking in the ways of America. You haven't put off, you haven't put off this world. You haven't put off this American culture, black culture, the American way. But you're continuously walking in the sin and rebellion of this place. All right. You're still voting. You're still putting your trust and faith that Trump is going to make America great again, that there's something's good going to come out of this world. You're continuing to vote, to celebrate Christmas, just to be totally, assimilated into this world. It's going to lead unto you being destroyed, because your trust in it is going to lead you to be utterly destroyed, micro-C-hipped, and eventually wiped out. It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. For his princes were as Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be any help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach." And this is what America is going to eventually be to those of you that trust in it, especially to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's going to be a shame unto you, because when all is said and done, you got all your hope and your faith that things are going to get better. And when you constantly realize that your faith and trust in this place was all in vain, you're going to be very ashamed, man. And the same system that you trusted in is going to be the same one that's going to lock you up, that's going to do you dirty, and that's going to lead you to your own destruction. Point blank, period, man. So back in Psalms 91, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust, you see? And this is where the elect are going to fare far better when these times come, because our faith and trust is in the living power, Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. It says, surely he shall deliver, look, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. And what is a fowler? Somebody who set traps for birds. And what is this new world order system that they're getting ready to offer you people? Is a snare and a trap for your souls. But it's being presented as peace and safety. It says, and from the noisome pestilence, which is the nuclear destruction, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. See, when all hell break loose in this society, man, when these people are at each other's throat, when people are invading one another, when it's just all out chaos and bedlam and the love of many waxing cold, and there's no law and order out here, and people are just, like I said, moving in that Mad Max spirit. Hey, the Lord's going to have his angels to protect his elect from these different situations, man. You see, we're not going to have to worry about starving to death or dying of thirst, or being attacked by wild beasts, or being caught up in any of the civil war or terrorist activity that's taking place out here. The Lord's going to have a special hedge of protection around his elect. It says, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made Yahawah, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. You see? So the elect are going to be sealed with that mark of Yahawah, as you read in Ezekiel 9:4, that mark from exemption from judgment. And the Lord's going to have his angels out here working on behalf of his elect. We're going to be protected. We're going to be delivered. It's going to seem like every move and every way that we go is going to be the right way. It's going to be the safe way. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing everybody else, the 2/3, and these people that trust in the shadow of Egypt and in America, all these other people out here fighting and killing each other, ripping each other heads off, suffering all type of atrocities and loss and death and starvation. But it's going to seem like we're going to be untouched by it. And every move and every decision that we make is going to be guided by the Holy Spirit, man. And we're going to be protected and delivered. It says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. And then the NLT it says, for he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. They will hold you up with their hands so you won't even hurt your foot on a stone. It says, you will trample upon lions and cobras. You will crush fierce lions and serpents under your feet. Right? The Lord is going to even give his men spiritual power to defend ourselves in certain situations, man. We're going to be doing things that's going to be miraculous, man. Things that's just going to, you're going to do things. You're just going to know it was the divine power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi guiding that whole situation. Whether it's you, subduing somebody, whether it's you, beating an intruder to a bloody pope, or just some type of miraculous situation to where the Lord delivers you out of it. It's going to be beautiful to see. It says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he have known my name. You see, and the names of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi are very vital and crucial. Look at this. I will protect those who trust in my name. Yep. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. Right, because we're going to be praying and calling upon the names of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi in the midst of all these times. And then all of these evil times which are ahead, man. And we're going to be witnesses and seeing things that we've never seen before. But hey, we're going to be crying unto the Lord, praying to him to protect us in his name. And the Lord's going to hear. He's going to answer like he said, man. It says, I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation, man. So, hey, man, we're definitely in these times. They're only going to intensify. But hey, we have Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi to be with us in these times which are ahead. But hey, at the same time, it's our job and our duty to give warning, because hey, these things are coming, and you know, Jake, got to be circumspect. We got to be on our P's and Q's. Got to continue to stay upon our watch, because hey, we're gonna need Yahawashi in these times which are ahead, man. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, glory to Yahawashi for putting the spirit in me through this lesson. Until the next one, shalom.